Okay, what's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy, Pool Count Boxing. Just got done watching the Rigondeaux versus John Casimero fight, and I have to say, I've never seen that before. Rigondeaux just kind of ran around the ring, just hitting Casimero with counter shots every now and then, and Casimiro got the victory. He deserved that because Rigondeaux was in the bullshit. He was in the bullshit, and then staying away from Casimiro, and you know, um, he was in his pure boxing style form. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do a lot of punching, and he just did some kind of bizarre, just run around the ring, and really, I think that was Rigondeaux, big fuck you to the world. They screwed him over in his career. Um, a lot of fighters ducking him. A lot of fighters, Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton, um, Josh Warrington, all these guys ducked him. Um, so now that he's 40, they want to fight him now because they think he's slowed down, and he has. So I guess this is his way. I guess Rigondeaux said, "You're not gonna beat my ass at 40 years old." So he just ran around the ring for 12 rounds and showed you he could still move, and show you what kind of shape he was in. And Casimiro was still afraid to come in, though. He was catching Casimiro coming in, but you know Rigondeaux was just too defensive to make it a to win the fight. First of all, and second of all, uh, he it was just a weird way of fighting. I seen Ronnie Shields over there trying to get Rigondeaux to engage, but he would never engage. He was just frustrating Casimiro all night. Casimiro landed some scraping body blows, some headshots. It got a little awkward in there with both fighters. Both fighters were, just not really engaging enough. And Casimiro, he didn't run in there reckless because he got a couple of hard counter punches. He was like, "Fuck that! I'm not running in there and getting knocked out." So he Rigondeaux, he was definitely wary of those counter punches, Casimiro. So it wasn't like he just dominated Rigondeaux, but Rigondeaux kind of made it a boring fight with all that running and running around and ducking. So that was a weird fight. But the Virgil Ortiz versus Aegis Casana Mean Machine fight. Now that fight was interesting. Mean Machine always put up a pretty good fight. The first 4 or 5 rounds. Then once he tends to lose focus and get hit, um, he slows down. Well, it was those body shots that Ortiz, when he got he got stunned by what's going on, dead game boxing. What's happening, my brother? He said Robert. Oh, that's too funny, man. Oh man, you could argue that Rigondeaux won that, man, but they wasn't gonna give it to Rigondeaux, bro. We all know, that was Rigondeaux' way of saying, screw y'all, man. Y'all screwed me out of my career, and all y'all let all these guys duck me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna run around the ring for 12 rounds, counter punch this guy. He can't hit me. Yeah. Yeah, it's called boxing, but you got to admit, man, you got to throw. You got to throw. I think if Rigondeaux would have just did as usual, counter punching, and just counter punch more. I think it would have been, but you got to take a champion belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm from old school. You do got to take the champion belt. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go out there and what I'm saying, run around and pick the champion for a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the belt from the champion. You know what I'm saying? And I think Rigondeaux could have done that. He just this is kind of like a big fu. You know what I'm saying, to everybody. And he's 40 years old, so you know what I'm saying. So everybody's coming after the 40-year-old Rigondeaux. So Rigondeaux like, screw y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna see me flat out on the mat. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't try to go toe to toe like he did his last few fights. And so he's not afraid to sit in there and fight. Rigondeaux is just one of those phenomenons. He do what he want to do. Wasn't listening to Ronnie Shield at all. And of course, you could tell he's the superior boxer, and we already know that. But it was just interesting to see him at 40 years old, able to be in there and move like he's still 20 something. That was interesting, and those hard counters were something else. But I just think he should have did that more often. You know what I'm saying? And like he did, no Nito Donaire. If he would have fought that fight, man, that would have been perfect. And he would, I think he would have won. But the Ortiz, Mean Machine fight. What do you think about that dead game boxing? What do you think? Man, Ortiz needs to work on that defense, man. I think he got dropped. Uh, I think he got dropped, man, in that fight, man. I don't know why. When people fight Mean Machine, they never call the knockdown. I don't get it. Man, maybe it's just I don't know. They didn't call it for Terrence Crawford, and they didn't call the fight for Ortiz. And Ortiz, what was crazy about the thing when Ortiz hit the deck, he got back up and he shook his head to the referee like he controlled what the referee, decision is. And he said, no, not a knockdown. Shit me. Looked like he knocked the hell out of Ortiz, and you could tell when he went back. Excuse me. When Ortiz went back to the corner, he was dazed, bro. He was dazed. You know what I'm saying? He was. You could tell by his eyeballs. It was in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy, man. Um, he was a little shook the next round too. So Kavalas's got some serious power, bro. It's only limited though. It's limited, and he's a smart fighter too. He's really clever, and that counter punching and timing kind of reminds me of Danny Garcia. He reminds me of a Danny Garcia type, and he was clocking Ortiz. He just his output. It's just it starts to wane at the end. At the end, his output it just starts to diminish, and of course, Ortiz was hitting him with them hard body shots and them jabs were breaking him down too. Um, I thought Ortiz, started boxing well. You know what I'm saying? Because but he didn't. He was kind of confused there for a second when he got busted upside the head with that overhand right and the uppercut, and when he got caught on the ropes and he went into that high guard, man, and Kavalas's Mean Machine be turned into Mean Machine. See, at first, you fighting Aegis Kavalaskas, but when he hit you with that power shot, he turned into Mean Machine, and he get all over on you. And boy, when he hit the deck, I was like, oh my goodness, we're about to see an upset, man. I said we about to see an upset, and but Virgil got back, got on his game, and let the fight come to him. See, when you rush in there and you trying to knock somebody out, you know what I'm saying? That's when you get knocked out. Usually in boxing, hey, I don't care. You know, you can look throughout history. Look at what was it, Julian Jackson's son, who fought Andy Lee. You know what I'm saying? Go check that fight out if you get a chance, and you'll see. You know, when you go for the knockout, usually you get set up. You know, because you're opening up, and the guy can clock you with the perfect punch, perfect counter punch, and you know that's what was happening. You know, like I said in my other live stream, that Ortiz tend to open up, get lost in his offense, and boom, I said Kavaliskis could probably knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Because he opens up and he throws too many. He gets greedy and he throws too many shots, leaves himself open, and he was shook. He was definitely shook. What do you guys think out there, man? I mean, I thought it was going to be an upset, man, and you know, Virgil came back. You know, we see he faced a little adversity, and he came back strong. So, you know, Virgil Ortiz might, if he work on his defense, you know what I'm saying, I would stay away from Crawford. I don't think he's nowhere near ready for Terrence Crawford. He better stop. He better leave Terrence Crawford out his mouth. What's going on? What's up, G5? What's going on, bro? What's going on? Hey, what do you think about what do you think about that fight, man? What do you think, man, about the that was crazy, bro. What did you think about the fight, man? About the Rigondeaux fight. What you think about that? I was just talking about that, man. I was like, hey, Rigondeaux said, hey, man, these young dudes ain't for to come in here and knock me out in a spectacular fashion and stuff. So I think Rigondeaux just, he just wanted to go the rounds, and he didn't even seem, that upset about it. I mean, you can almost argue that he won, but they're not going to give it to Rigondeaux, not at this stage and point in his life. And Casimero is the one he's the one that's who's everybody, a champion or whatever. And that was a really weird fight, man. But what do you guys think of Virgil Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz fight. I definitely don't think he's ready for Terrence Crawford. He better stay away from Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis' skills are just too good, and he's too fast. He just got too many gifts for Virgil Ortiz, man. And I don't think Oscar De La Hoya will allow that fight to happen. Boots is too dangerous, man, for Virgil right now, and he needs to stay away from Terrence Crawford. So what is next for Virgil Ortiz Jr., huh? Well, maybe Riverside Rocky. He need another step up fight, because the way his defense looked in this fight, if he if he goes in there to fight the Riverside Rocky, bro, he might get beat, bro. Because Riverside Rocky don't be bullshitting at all, bro. You seen what he did to Keith Thurman, and he hits hard, and he has great fundamentals, and I don't know. He ain't afraid to exchange. He could take a punch, and I don't know. I don't know if he want the Riverside Rocky. He might be a little bit, maybe too dangerous, because he's like the third tier of gatekeeper. He's the third tier. So But what an interesting night of boxing. Did anybody watch the Gary Russell fight? I totally missed that one. You know what I'm saying? Anybody catch the that fight? Mm-mm. Yes, sir. That was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. You guys leave a comment, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think about the fight, man. I just wanted to come on and, say my thoughts. Um, Kavalauskas, Ortiz finally got him up out of there, man. And, he was hitting him to the body. And, once he seen those body shots were bothering him, he, kept concentrating on that body and got Kavalauskas out of there. And, it's just, Kavalauskas, he's just not he's good, but he fades in the fight. And lucky for Ortiz power, you know what I'm saying? He got him up out of there, because he was giving Ortiz Jr. some problems, man. You know what I'm saying? With that counter and timing him, and he was timing him very well. You know, if Kavalauskas had a little bit better head movement and footwork, he could have probably won that fight. But of course, that's not what he do. So, but I just wanted to cover it a little bit, and I'll probably open this up back with Steve-O. Steve-O was knocked out tonight, so he didn't, come on. So this has been Pool Counter Boxing. Thanks, you guys, for joining my live stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one.